This is a zebra, and most people think it's just a horse with stripes. After all, horses were domesticated over 5,000 years ago, so taming a zebra should have been just as easy. But that's exactly where the mystery begins. Humans have successfully domesticated horses, donkeys, camels, cattle, buffaloes, and even reindeer. Some of these animals are larger, stronger, and more dangerous than zebras, yet despite centuries of attempts, zebras never became farm animals, cavalry mounts, or reliable companions. So what makes a zebra different? The answer isn't their stripes, it's millions of years of evolution. At first glance, zebras seem like the perfect candidate for domestication. They belong to the same family as horses and donkeys, known as the equids. They graze on grass, live in herds, and have a body built for carrying weight. Early European explorers in Africa noticed this too. Instead of importing horses into a continent filled with deadly diseases, many wondered why not simply tame the local zebras instead. It sounded like a brilliant idea. Unfortunately, the zebras had other plans. Before we understand why zebras failed as domestic animals, we first need to understand why horses succeeded. Wild horses once roamed the open grasslands of Eurasia. Life there favored cooperation. Predators could appear from almost any direction, so staying together as a herd greatly increased their chances of survival. Over thousands of generations, horses developed a strong social hierarchy. Every herd had leaders. Young horses learned by following older ones. When humans entered the picture, they unknowingly stepped into that social system. With careful breeding over many generations, people selected horses that were calmer, more obedient, and less fearful. Slowly, horses became animals that accepted humans as part of their hierarchy. Domestication wasn't simply training, it was evolution guided by humans. Zebras grew up in a completely different world. The African savanna is one of the most dangerous places on Earth. Lions, hyenas, leopards, African wild dogs, and crocodiles are all looking for the same thing: a distracted zebra. Unlike ancient horses, zebras couldn't afford to hesitate. Every strange sound could mean death, every moving shadow could hide a predator, and every second spent trusting the wrong thing might be their last. Over millions of years, natural selection rewarded only the most suspicious individuals. The calm ones usually didn't survive long enough to have babies. This created one of the biggest obstacles to domestication. Zebras have an incredibly strong flight response. While a horse might stop and investigate something unfamiliar, a zebra is far more likely to bolt without warning. Even animals raised by humans from birth often remain extremely unpredictable as adults. One moment they appear perfectly calm, the next they're kicking, biting, or sprinting away. That isn't bad behavior, it's exactly what evolution designed them to do. And if running doesn't work, zebras have another strategy: they fight. Many people imagine zebras as peaceful relatives of horses. In reality, they're surprisingly aggressive. Male zebras regularly bite each other's necks during fights. Their kicks are powerful enough to break the jaw of a lion. Mothers have been seen charging predators many times their size to protect their foals. Even lions approach healthy adult zebras with caution. A single well-placed kick can cause serious injuries. Now imagine trying to saddle an animal that naturally responds to danger by attacking first and asking questions later. Suddenly, horses seem nowhere near as difficult. But behavior isn't the only problem. Domestication depends heavily on social structure. Many successful domestic animals naturally follow leaders. Sheep follow the flock. Cattle follow experienced individuals. Horses accept a clear hierarchy within the herd. Zebras are different. Although they live in groups, they don't blindly obey a dominant leader the way horses often do. Their family units are smaller, and each adult remains highly independent. That independence helped them survive predators, but it makes controlling large groups much more difficult. There's another obstacle hiding beneath those beautiful black and white stripes: reproduction. Domestication doesn't happen by taming a single animal. It requires selective breeding across many generations. Humans must choose the calmest individuals and allow those traits to spread. With horses, this process worked remarkably well. With zebras, it didn't. Finding enough individuals with naturally calm personalities proved almost impossible. Even if one zebra tolerated humans, its offspring often inherited the same unpredictable instincts that had kept their ancestors alive for millions of years. Evolution kept pulling them back. That doesn't mean nobody tried. During the 19th century, several explorers and wealthy collectors experimented with zebra domestication. Some managed to hitch zebras to carriages. Others trained them to pull carts through city streets. A few were even ridden for short distances. Photographs from that era show zebra-drawn carriages that look almost unbelievable. For a moment, it seemed humans had finally succeeded, but appearances were deceiving. Training one unusually cooperative zebra is very different from creating an entire domestic species. The moment those animals became frightened or stressed, many returned to their natural instincts. The dream never expanded beyond a handful of unusual individuals. Ironically, zebras may have saved themselves by refusing to cooperate. Think about what happened to horses. Once humans domesticated them, their lives changed forever. They carried soldiers into wars, pulled heavy loads across continents, worked endless hours on farms. Many were bred solely for human needs. Wild horses nearly disappeared from much of their original range. Zebras escaped that fate. By remaining impossible to domesticate, they stayed exactly what evolution intended them to be: wild animals. Of course, that doesn't mean they're safe. Today, zebras face a different enemy: habitat loss. Expanding farms, road construction, climate change, and illegal hunting continue to reduce wild populations in several regions of Africa. Unlike thousands of years ago, humans no longer need zebras for transportation. Now, the greatest challenge is making sure future generations can still see them running freely across the savanna, because some animals are more valuable in the wild than they ever could be in a stable. So the next time you see a zebra, remember this: you're not looking at a failed horse. You're looking at an animal that survived one of the harshest environments on Earth by refusing to trust anything too easily. Its powerful kick, unpredictable personality, and constant suspicion aren't flaws. They're survival tools perfected over millions of years. Humans failed because evolution had already trained them for a completely different job. And sometimes, nature writes rules that even humans can't rewrite. If you enjoyed learning why zebras never became our partners, there are countless other animals with equally unbelievable stories hidden in the natural world. Like the video and hit subscribe for more fascinating animal stories you won't believe are real. I'll see you in the next one.